boys back together. What's up, boys?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Yeah. We all have our drinks today. This is Friday. I'm on vacation, just so you know. I'm down in Delaware.
4th of July weekend.
Right, and I have a slide for that. Betts over here has his Budweiser. He drinks Bud Heavy, just so you know.
Bud Heavy, king of beers.
They go
Yes.
Bud Heavy. I'm gonna go.
And you're double fisting down there, product.
Eventually.
Now, we have advertised this special guest. We do think that it's an hour off on his time, so we're getting started without our special guest, the smiling man, Sam Alvey. But when he does get here, we will punch him into this. And product, it's your guy. If you can keep a lookout for him on your phone so we can,
Gotcha.
if he hits you up, or just let him know we're getting it going, and he can jump in whenever. Hopefully, we'll get him in for the main events and stuff.
Gotcha.
So anyway, what we have here is our 276, but I would like to say cheers to America, guys. Yes. So 4th of July weekend, everybody. And, we are we have Smiling Sam. We're some of the happier, I think, guys on the internet, right? Us three. So cheers to America, and we're happy to be here. That's good. All right. So are you ready to get down to it?
Yes,
Yeah.
Now, Betts, me and you had some issues last week.
I don't want to talk about this.
Now, I didn't.
No, we're talking about it because I did good
Yeah.
last week. So now we're talking about it.
Yeah, I didn't put the standings for last week, but I will say, see the reminder, Betts and Insight finished in last place. So me and you, now I'm not going to say who was last, but you and me were in last place together. Now, it was tough for me to look at as well.
My win percentage dropped by 1.2% last week, and I have hundreds of fights predicted, if that says anything.
Yeah,
Or I think I was 64.9.
Yeah. Now, mine. Look, I have an excuse. I mean, your life. Sometimes you're always traveling and stuff, though. But I was away, so products I get your picks in. I got them in. They were pretty shitty. But luckily, you were there for me, Betts, to make sure I wasn't in full. Now,
I think I was below you. So.
Yeah, you were. The only place the only one spot could be there, though. That's the thing. So anyway, product, you were doing a nice job. You almost won it, right?
Pretty close.
And you did stay ahead of Granite.
That was my main goal. It's like I got to beat Granite by something, anything. So.
Yeah. So if Granite's out there, we are shouting Granite out, and you did beat him, which was good. I'm like, all right, stay in front of Granite there, okay?
Right.
Granite, because Granite was talking tons of trash in the Animal Room chat room for Rush Hour MMA. He was like, "What's the standings at, Jay?" And I'm looking at him like, Jesus, me and Octagon Bets are just like, I can't watch this shit anymore, you know?
Right.
Meanwhile, before we get to this, I'm trying to watch ESPN Plus in this condo I'm in, or townhouse, right? Just so you guys are younger than me, but this is what drives me nuts. So the prelims are on ESPN, which I just put on the TV. Boom, I go, right? The main card last week, which was on ESPN Plus, the app, right?
Right.
I subscribe to the app, so I go to put it on this TV. It's a smart TV. Can't download the app. I don't live here, so I'm not gonna try to download something. I tried to go to the web browser, try to go to it. Boom, won't play. It just plays black. I'm like, all right, let me cast my phone up there. I could do that, right? Cast my phone up there. The big part of the screen, anytime I put on TV, goes black. If I minimize it on my phone, I can see it tiny on the TV, right?
Oh, man.
I'm starting to get a little upset, right? So I'm like, let me cast one of our iPads. I got an iPad. I'm resourceful, boys. I'm like, I'm going to figure this shit out, right? Cast the iPad, same shit. Put it big, it blacks out on the TV. I just want to watch the fights, right? Got my father-in-law here. He's like, man, this guy is relentless. I go to the PlayStation browser because I brought my PlayStation 3 down, or whatever it is down here. PlayStation 4. I put that up there. Nope, won't play ESPN Plus on my PlayStation browser, right? So now I've tried 5 or 6 things, right?
Jeez.
Take my laptop that I'm on right now, cast that up there, finally works. But this is what drives somebody like my age.
You got it.
fucking bananas, bro. But what they tried to do was fatigue me, right? And they didn't win because I won. Took me like 5 rounds, but I won. And it was like I got it up there before like the co-main event maybe or whatever.
Hey, that's
nice.
I fell asleep at the start of the main card, and I woke up to Sarukian walking out.
And
that sucks.
And while I was asleep, I didn't predict one fight right.
Yeah. Yo, I thought maybe you didn't have your picks in. I was like, maybe he didn't. I've done that before. I'm like, maybe he.
It was meant to be.
Maybe he didn't even pick those fights because there's no like your score wasn't going up at all.
Only thing worse than that is like not picking your picks, but the picks that you had to pick all go like they're all right.
You
like,
got
I've done that forever.
13.
Yeah, I went like 13 out of 14 like right before, but didn't put them in because I was at like a party or something.
Right.
Heartbreaking.
One time I did that. I put in 4 fights or something weird, like a weird number.
Right.
I was like 4. I have 4. I was like 3 for 4, but you lose that way. Anyway, so here's our numbers. Prize, you're 58.8. We want to get you to that 60 mark. Maybe this week get it back there. I'm 62.7, and Octagon Bets is 64.0. So we're still. I think we're still good.
Let's go.
We're doing it, and we had to mention me and Bet's performance because. If you were down there too, we could have just not even talked about this. But
right,
you did well, so we talked about
always
it.
Flip. It's always flip. Either you are up top or you and I at the bottom. Never.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it. Anyway, let's get moving. We're gonna start. If the smiling one comes in, I do have this up for him. We'll bring him in, and
nice.
That'll be nice. So we'll get it going. We'll do our prelims. So we start with Jessica Rose Clark, who just fought. Right. Not well, I don't believe, but she just fought. Twitter loves her. They think she's so cute. She's cute. Versus anybody can say her name. It looks like her name is Jiu-Jitsu to me. Julia.
It'd be like Julia, I think. Or probably pronounced Julia, but
that sounds pretty good.
American Julia.
It's that J, that L-I into the J almost looks backwards to me. It looks like her. It was my dyslexia kicking. It looks crazy to me. And probably got her last name for us.
No, Stolyarenko.
Yeah, I think it's Stolyarenko.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this fight, a lot of red on these Tapology. Stolyarenko's lost 3 in a row. She's in Lithuania, 29. Jessica Rose Clark's older than you think, I guess, because she looks kind of like younger on her Twitter and stuff. But anyway, snap! I got Clark by decision. I went back and forth to this one a little bit because they both lose a lot. I think Clark's maybe fought the better competition, but I just went Clark. What do you guys got?
I got Clark decision. She has fought the better competition. She's a little bit smaller, but to be honest, in a women's fight, that's not like a differentiation at all. I just think that this is a fight where UFC knows that Jessie Jess here has a little bit of a draw. Get a little bit back on pace to fight. She did take a while off, I believe. From an injury, but she should win this fight pretty easily.
I hope so. What do you got? What do you got?
Same thing. I got Jessie Jess by decision. I think this is another layup. We're trying to keep her on the roster, so they're feeding her.
Yeah,
a lesser opponent.
Hopefully, she'll make the layup, right? That's where we're at.
She should have won last time too. So
she should have won. She took a loss.
That's her first fight in 2 years or something. Like that. Jessie Jess, she was out for 2 years.
No, she just fought 3 months
before that fight.
Oh, before that.
Yeah.
She hurt her knee, right?
I think so.
Yeah, there's no way she goes Kay Hansen route, right? She's not that kind of girl, right?
Nah, Kay's got her.
Kay's always getting choked out on her everything they show. She's got some dude's got her. He's got his.
Kay's my age. Kay's young.
She is young. She's really young.
She's younger than me. She's not. I'm older than her.
Yeah, she's into some shit, man. I don't know, Kay, what she's doing, but anyway,
whatever pays the bills,
I mean, Jess would make more money than Kay on there. Those dudes love Jessie. Anyway, next up we got Macy, who is another prospect, and she's young too, 24, still only 24. Macy Barber. Macy, I feel like has been fighting in the UFC for years now, and she's only 24. Fought Maverick, right? I guess she just split decision over. Did she win that fight? Split decision over Maverick, right?
Yeah.
That was boring fight. I remember that. She's fighting
Terrible.
Jessica Evil Eye, who has OnlyFans too, right? Doesn't
Oh
she?
snap! You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Does she?
Yeah, and it's she's like across like couches and looking real like she's real muscular. Jessica, I don't know.
Somebody shared her like I guess you call it a menu of like things
and it was
that
like
she offered.
$400.
Yeah, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it was priced out of the range of what it should be. Right?
Oh man, yeah, it was insane.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jessica, a lot of red in her tapology too. So we start with 2 girl fights here. I got Barber by decision, but I went back and forth on this one as well. Because Jessica has fought good people, but she's older. She's 35. Again, I think they want to promote a Macy, and she has a following as well. I'm going Macy, but I wouldn't care if you did it the other way. An argument for me.
Yeah, so I'm on Barber decision. I never went back and forth on it though. I was pretty solidified from the beginning that this is going to be a Barber decision. She beat Montana De La Rosa her last fight.
Yeah,
very very good. I did pick De La Rosa that fight too.
Yeah,
I did too.
And Barber looked very good. She's on I think a 3-fight win streak. Eyes on like a 3-fight losing streak or 2-fight winning streak. Eyes fought good people. I'm not quite sure if she'd get cut from this fight, but like Barber should like dominantly win a decision. So I do a Barber decision.
What do you got, product?
I'm in the same boat. I mean, I've actually put Macy in a few of my future bets as well. Like I had her a couple weeks ago and she was a little cheaper, but I don't see I winning this one at all. I think she's slower. She has less tools. She probably is less motivated, honestly. And Barber should win a very boring, lopsided decision.
Yeah. And I guess this is why they're saving some of the more exciting fights for later. Now, I was going to get on Alvey if he was here about how those losing streaks and you're not getting cut is usually for the girls' side of MMA. Like, I feel like you can go on a 4-fight losing streak and stick around. Where our boy Sam is, 6 fights, 7 fights, and stick around. Like, a lot of the I was gonna try to dance around it, but he's not here, so I could say it. Okay.
I mean, I feel like, and to his defense, probably, I feel like most of the time that's because a lot of those guys like Cerrone and whatnot, they'll fight anybody. So they save the UFC some money that way by fighting people.
Right. And Sam
hasn't fought.
Sam Alvey fights. He fights dudes. I mean,
yeah,
and he's always fun too. Actually, so like Jessica.
I feel like I has lost to like a lot of good people, but she's also lost pretty badly to those people. I don't think Barbara's
Jessica I lost to Roxanne Modafferi.
Yeah, she did.
That's another one too.
Jessica I kind of gets around on the opposite of being a friendly person.
I think she did.
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
She didn't.
My bad. No, she didn't.
I feel like she's like kind
Macy of Barber lost to Roxanne Modafferi.
I won some good money on that one actually. She was a big underdog.
I lost
big underdog.
That's like losing to the librarian, and you're like she's like the head
losing.
She's like the head lacrosse girl player, and she just lost to the librarian in a fist fight. What the fuck?
Yeah. I forget what the odds were, but like I was sitting there watching that fight because Barbara like blew an ACL or something, right? Then she got injured.
Oh, that's what it was.
It was just like watching paint dry, but you knew that Modafferi was winning the fight because she was just taking her down. She was actually jabbing there,
and she had one leg.
And I was just count my bets. Like,
I'll tell you what's bad is that people thought Modafferi beat Casey O'Neill. Do you guys remember that fight? Like, it wasn't even like close. Like, O'Neal set like an all-time striking record, and people were like, "Yeah, Modafferi 29-28." Like,
it's because she's so nice. She's a fan favorite.
Yeah, they love her.
There's always gonna be that.
All right, let's get to the next one. We got next one we have Uriah Hall. Now, Uriah Hall has been a main event guy for fight nights and stuff. Obviously beat Weidman when Weidman broke his leg on his leg. Who's that lost to? That last loss Uriah Hall just had though.
Strickland.
Strickland. He got wrestled, right? Or you get jabbed or
wrestled? He got outstruck. He got his face jabbed in.
He got jabbed. Versus Munoz. Who's 22-4. Not super familiar with him, but I have him by submission. He looks like he submits a lot of guys. Looking at his tapology, and Uriah, he's so like his record is what he is. Like he came in with such hype, and he was like high flying striker, and then to get outstruck by Strickland, who just kind of was like more like wasn't like a high flying striking, just jabbing, and then this is supposed to be the striker. That means sounds like he's kind of getting like Woodley a little bit, punch shy or whatever. I got Munoz by decision. What are you boys going right here?
I have
Munoz by submission. By submission.
Okay. I was going to say
submission round 1 too. This is weird. This is the guy who submitted Jacare and snapped his arm.
Right.
That's this guy, and he's absurd. His grappling's next level. I thought he wasn't very good when he came in like many fights ago, and he's absurd. Like I take back everything I ever said about him. Very, very good on the ground. I love this dude. I think he submits him in the first. I take under half a round.
All right.
Ooh, under half a round. I like that one actually. I'm in the same. Yeah, same boat. Look who he's submitted. It's like who's who, and Uriah Hall is not anywhere near them. So.
Yeah,
pending a lucky punch or a lucky strike or crazy like spinning back kick of any kind, Munoz is going to get it done. Very easy.
All right. So you
round
got
1 submission.
Wow, we all agree. Oh boy,
round 1.
Wonder what's the line on a round 1 submission here? Like is there money on it? Probably not because he's a minus 300 favorite.
I think there's money on it. You got that.
But you're predicting exact
yeah.
So let me check. I have it right here.
Yeah, but we all have it. So let's do it.
It's got to be right though.
Munoz round 1 is plus 110, but I'm looking for him by submission round 1.
So it's got to be money if just the round gets you it.
Under half a round is plus 300.
Ooh.
Oh, here it is. Munoz by submission in round 1's plus 180.
All right.
Okay.
So there you go. So there's some money in it, people, if you want to get in on it. All right. So next up we have Brad Tavares, who's I saw he was 34. I thought he was older. I get caught in mind warp sometimes, time warps with my age watching this, but I feel like Tavares has been around forever.
Seems like it.
Versus Duplessis, who I think has been around a bit too. He's only 28 though.
It's Drake Duplessis.
I have Duplessis by decision. It's a near even fight. Tavares, 19-6. I feel like he's on his way out. But what do you guys got?
So I have Duplessis by knockout round 3. Duplessis is absurd. I love him ever since he got signed. Super exciting fighter to watch. Really good kickboxer. He actually opened as a dog. He opened at like plus 130 and shifted.
Yes.
Or like plus like 160. It's almost shifted 100 points, which is wild to me. But I just think Tavares is somebody that he might not get out of there.
Right.
But if Tavares gasses Duplessis, he'll put him out cold. Just like he did to who did he just KO?
That was a good one too.
Evan Giles? Was it Giles? Who's the ex-cop? Is that Giles?
Yes.
Giles,
Yep.
Pretty much what he did to Giles. Very violent. Giles was second round, I believe, but I think he gets Tavares out in the third round, maybe decision. But I have him in Tapology as knockout round 3.
What do you got?
Man, I love this spot, actually. Yeah, I've been on him. I've been on DDP for a minute. He was plus, and I was like, how are you giving him plus money? There's no way. It's probably because he's went to the decision with, like, Izzy, so everyone's kind of riding on that type of stuff. Tavares is tough, but I see DDP winning this one.
Yeah, and Izzy goes to decisions a lot. He does.
Let's be honest. Early in his career when Izzy didn't go to decisions.
Right? Yeah. So what do you have? You have a finish here? What do you got, product?
That's the coin toss right there. I'm thinking it's going to be a decision, but do not be surprised if I pick a KO TKO round 2 probably though.
Oh, you're going 2. Okay. All right. Well, there it is. See what we got next here in the clip as this card gets.
Have you heard from the smiling one?
I'm refreshing it. I'm checking.
So next one we got Iain Gary, who he's the best trash talker other than Connor and
Kobe
or two.
No, he's not.
He's the worst, dude.
And Connor's sporadic good trash talker. Sometimes his shit is terrible. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, and Kobe's too. I mean, like, I don't know.
I think the best trash talker now is Sean Strickland.
Well, he did a good job yesterday, but like, you're not going to win me over by one performance. Like, I got to see
the
more.
thing is though that's not him acting.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like that's who Sean is.
That's just
Yep.
Yeah, he's a lunatic.
Sean took it down at the press conference. Like,
yeah.
The problem with Sean is, like, we're going to get to his fights is that that could be really him, but is he Mayweathering us? Meaning, like, he's more exciting in the press conference than he is in the fight. That's what he's been doing. So, I mean, that's cool because the press conferences last longer than a fight, right?
I mean, he almost died in a motorcycle accident, so I'll let him slide.
I mean,
live his life, do his thing.
I don't know. I just think we're going to talk about him later, but I think he's much smarter in the octagon than he is outside. Like, I think he understands what he's got to do in the octagon.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got Iain Gary here versus Gabe Green. Now, this is the one where I thought about it for a while. I'm thinking, I know they want this Iain Gary guy to be somebody, but I don't think he's very good. I went bold here. This is my bold prediction of the fight card. I got Green by knockout. I think Iain leaves his chin out there.
This is a very tough fight for me to predict. Gary should win this fight. I have him in Tapology right now as a round 3 knockout. I would not put money on him though. Like, I would not at all trust money on him. I have to pick a winner for Tapology, so I'm gonna take him. But like, I think this is a real test for Gary. I like you said, I don't think he's that good. That's just my opinion, though. Maybe he'll prove me wrong on Saturday night. But I do have him knockout round 3 or round 3.
I'm with you guys on this one. I'm not a fan of Gary's. I don't like his antics. I think he's trying to be like everybody else. So it's not real. It's not who he is. I think it's just a matter of time before he gets exposed, gets tested for real. I think Gabe Green gets him.
Yeah.
I'm going with decision, but I'm going with like a lopsided decision. Like, I think it's just tons of pressure, stays in his face, puts him down.
Or for Gary?
I think Green gets Gary on this one.
Yes.
I think this is the one.
Yes.
I'm gonna switch.
Oh, so yeah, and Green. This is picking.
And I counted Green out in a couple of fights. What was his last fight?
He's only 29.
Yeah. So I thought he was going to lose to Rowe for sure. When he didn't lose, I was like, he's going to lose to Johan. Definitely. Then he knocks him out. So I'm like, all right, I got to look at this guy a little differently. I think he beats Gary pretty easily.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
He lost to D-Rod, but I mean, D-Rod's absurd. Like,
yeah.
So no, I did switch because I did have that whole thought. Gary's not good. I like Gabe Green here, but like I think
he's going to go away. Gabe Green is just not going to just crumble. So
yeah, so I switched to him round 2 knockout.
All right, let's get to the next one. Ready? Yeah, something like that. All right, so we got Cerrone, Jim Miller 2. Okay. Now, we talked about this off air a little bit, Bets, but I put the jersey up there, New Jersey. That's Jim Miller. He's from Sparta up there in Sussex or Warren, or one up there, Morris.
Okay.
Jim Miller. Okay. Wrestling family. Been in the UFC forever. Longer than Cerrone, maybe. There's one change here, though, that Jim Miller's done that Cerrone's not done. Miller went from a submission guy, and it's a tough guy to fight, to knocking people unconscious.
Knocking out prospects unconscious.
Yes. I love it.
Not just anybody.
It's great. So he's 38. yeah, he's knocking dudes out now. Like he's putting people to sleep. And I have him easily. Like this sucks for Cerrone because he was going to fight Lozon, who had like, stomach issues or leg issues or whatever, cramp, whatever. Now he's fighting like they're trying to throw him a similar guy, but this is not a similar guy because Jim Miller's knocking people out. So Miller by knockout round 1. Book it.
I have Jim Miller round 2 knockout. I think he dominates this fight. Poor Cerrone. I love Cerrone, but I mean, this is a dude who's on his way out. Cerrone probably retires after this fight. Big stage, card of the year, probably. I mean, what better way to go out? I mean, obviously on a win. Like, if you're not going to win, what better way to go out? But
right.
Like I have Jim Miller knockout round 2. I thought Jim Miller was going to beat Bobby Green too. So I'm excited for this fight. It's sad to see Cerrone probably retire if I had to guess. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah. All right.
I'm right there with you. Like, I feel like round 2 is the good spot just because might be a little bit of grappling going on in the first, tiny bit, but I feel like Miller's going to clip him in the first round and kind of scare him a little bit. So I do feel like Jim Miller round 2 KO TKO is like the better spot to go.
All right. I think it's going to be quicker, but we'll see. All right. Now it's main card time. Let's do it. Oh, no, it's not yet. One more prelim. We got Brad Riddell. Now, Riddell, again, kind of like Tavares. I feel like Riddell's been around forever, but he hasn't. He's only 30. I don't know why. I feel like he's been around forever.
He fights often.
And Jaylen Turner. So Tapology is the opposite. You got Riddell has a loss, and then 4 wins prior. Other way around, 4 in a row for Turner. I have Turner in the second round, KO, TKO, just like maybe ground and pound. I'm not really sure. But, I went back and forth on this one a little bit too. Turner's only 27, so I think he's on the upside. I think Riddell's starting the downside, and that's what I got.
I got Turner knockout round. Inside this worries me a little bit that we're so aligned. But I got Turner knockout round 1. I just think Turner's leagues above Riddell. I love Riddell. He's a dog. He's very good, but I've faded Turner every fight of his career so far, and I'm finally going to side with him after he's proved me wrong like 3 times in a row or whatever it is.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, Riddell.
You fade somebody like 3 times in a row, and then.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think he wins this. I just think he's levels above what Riddell is. But Riddell's a dog. He had that awesome fight against who did he fight? It was MSG. Burgos? No, not was it Burgos?
Yeah, look it up now.
Check it because it was like a really. I think it might have been fight of the night. No, it was. I know.
Was it for Rafael Fazis?
It was Fazif.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
You're going
like, absurd fight. Got to give it to Riddell. I just think it's a bad matchup for him. I think Turner's going to walk away with a very quick KO.
What do you got, product?
Similar. I'm going to go with a submission now. Turner's just huge. Like that length and reach over that weight class is just ridiculous.
Yeah, he has 8 inches on him.
Who's 6'3" at 155? Like that's ridiculous.
Freak.
But I feel like those guys usually take it to the ground a little more. I can see a submission here, so I'm gonna go like a round 2 submission on that one.
All right. Now the screen is going yellow, meaning we are to the main card. Okay, we have Sean O'Malley, who I just can't get behind, and Pedro Munoz. Again, I see Iain is calling out O'Malley, but they're throwing another bone to him, a guy who's lost 4 of his last 5 in Munoz. I guess it's a step up from lights out Lytle, but I mean, not much of one, right? So I got O'Malley by decision because O'Malley doesn't finish people, and I don't like him. That's what I got.
I like that description.
That's it.
I have O'Malley round 2 knockout. I just think Pedro has a chin. Pedro's a dog, but eventually your chin goes. I've learned this from the one and only NJ MMA Insight up here.
There you go.
That's it.
Eventually, it's gonna go, and I just
He's
think
35.
I don't like OMalley. I think he's good. He's very good striking, but he has very good accuracy. And I just think like if he lands the right one, he might be able to knock out Pedro or at least stun him and ground and pound. So I'd like to see OMalley get a finish here. I think that this is a good fight for him to really move up the rankings. Like I respect what he's doing, right? Because Sean hasn't signed a new contract.
Right.
Yep.
After this fight, he needs a contract. And he is fighting up opponent. Like Patty, just like fighting terrible opponents, expects to get paid. And he's not even that good. So, I've really started to respect Sean a little bit more that he's started moving up before his contract. I think it's a perfect fight for him.
Is this the last fight, more importantly, of this contract?
Yeah.
When is that?
It is.
Yeah, this is the last fight of his current contract.
So he's got to fight some real people soon.
Pedro Munoz, to me, is a real person.
So he's crazy, but he did make some sense. His point was he was getting paid, and he is getting paid basically the same money to fight, guys out of the rankings, than would he be the other way around. So he was like, why would I fight top tier guys and get paid lower tier money?
Yeah, it makes sense.
No,
So
I
get it.
but that's not
I get it.
Patty. Like Patty's just going, I'm a big draw. You should pay me more, right? So that's why I don't like
2 fights in. Come on.
Yeah,
And he's always getting touched too.
almost got knocked out in both. Like Sean's at least been like dominant in all of his fights.
Yeah, and he's fought some names at least. They're past their prime, but he's fought names.
Exactly.
So what do you got? What do you got, product?
I'm gonna go with OMalley, but it's gonna be a lopsided decision. I don't see Pedro's gonna get takedown stuffed. His boxing's not gonna look the same. It's gonna be a very easy OMalley win decision.
Yeah, that's what I have too. It's a pretty easy cruising, and then we get to the next contract. Iain, people want the problem with the theory is the vets are itching to get a hold of him.
Yeah.
So, all right, next up we got Robbie. Now Robbie in the press conference looking very Robbie like with all the commotion going on around him at the press conference, and Robbie's just there, right? Like they might need a poster of Robbie Lawler at press conferences for when he's retired, because like he just is chilling. Like you got Strickland going crazy, Izzy turning around, and Robbie's just chilling, in the cut, right? So Robbie, 29-15, his only win is Nick Diaz recently, and Nick looked pretty bad. Versus Barberini, who's been around forever too, but he's only 33. Robbie is 40. Lawler is one of my favorite fighters of all time. I've seen him fight live, I think, at one of the UFCs I've been to when I was young and he was young, which is a long time ago now.
Did you go to Covington Lawler at Prudential?
What's that?
Kobe Covington, Robbie Lawler was at Prudential.
No, I didn't go to it though. No. I got Brian by decision. I just think Robbie's too old. And I love Robbie, and his chin is not gone. He's just like kind of like he's slowed down. And he was the ultimate gladiator. Like if you could draw a gladiator, Robbie Lawler. If you watch some of his first fight promos when they're doing like the UFC intros, dude is just a gladiator fighter. But yeah, sometime Father Time gets you. I don't think he gets like destroyed here. I just think he loses the decision.
Yeah, so this is terrible. I'm on Barberina decision. I think he grapple fucks the shit out of Lawler. I mean, Lawler's was a beast. Mad respect for Lawler. I thought Barberina lost to Brown, to be honest.
So did I.
I thought that was a robbery, but that was still a hell of a fight. It was a fight that would prepare him for. But all right. What sucks is we could have gotten Matt Brown, Robbie Lawler. But have they fought before? I feel like they have.
I think they're supposed to. They're supposed to fight. That fight should happen. Like I don't care who fights next. That fight should happen.
No, it did win. Robbie Lawler won in 2014 a decision.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So years ago, but I mean. Matt Brown will probably win this time, but I just think Barberena is going to just like wrestle the shit out of Robbie Lawler here. I don't think it's going to be even close. It might even be like a 30-26.
There you go.
I see the same thing. I feel like he's going to fight the same way he fought Matt Brown, and that's going to be an easy way to win Robbie.
Against
Kind of like
Robbie.
you were saying, yeah, kind of like you were saying, Insight, like it's like his urgency is gone.
Yeah.
Like Robbie is okay fighting 15 minutes straight and looking for one punch. Like that's the problem.
Right. Oh, kind of like Woodley, but I mean, I still like Robbie better than that.
Yeah, but Robbie will actually throw his hands. That's the difference.
Right. And Robbie cannot.
When that shot's available, Robbie will let it go. Woodley will wait for the next one.
Right.
Yeah.
Next fight. Yeah.
Right.
So again, not a guy like Cerrone who I'm worried about his long-term health. Like Robbie's head is made of some other material, you know. And again, this guy's going to probably grapple him. I don't see him putting Robbie cold. So Robbie can keep fighting on. He just this is what it's going to be. So
you see a lot of cage work too, like a lot of like pressing against the cage, just a couple like slow knees, but just enough to score. I can see a lot of that.
And Robbie was surprised he wasn't on the main card before like the cancellation, which is funny because like he's 40 and he's fighting Brian.
If anybody should have been on the main card, it probably should have been Cerrone Miller.
Yeah.
Not because that's going to be a good fight, but because they're both legends. And whoever wins that gets the new UFC win record.
Right. That'd be Jim Miller.
And somebody might retire, so who knows, you know?
Jim Miller shouldn't. Jim Miller's knocking people from their senses.
Cerrone should.
Yeah. All right, next up. So check this out, boys. This doesn't happen often. You got Sean Strickland, who won the press conference, versus a guy he's not fighting tomorrow.
He also won media day against the media.
Won it all. He's winning. Sean is fighting Alex Pereira. If you look at what I have on the screen, I had Pereira by KO in the second round. Then I started thinking about it, talking to you guys in the chat, and I went and switched it to a Strickland wrestling decision on the right side. So my Tapology is the pick is on the right side. It's a decision by Strickland. I've changed my pick. The reason I changed it, I think Strickland, as dumb as he can appear, is super smart in the cage. So I think he understands I could jab Uriah Hall. He's going to be gun shy. I'll just jab him up. Boom. I can wrestle this guy. I can do this. I'm going to do that. And I think, Pereira, he does have the death touch, right? But I think Sean Strickland is such a high-level grappler that he will use it when he has to. He's not going to – Sean put on his show already. Now he's going to go win the fight because his show is the showman, but he's not going to be the showman in the cage tomorrow. He's just going to take this guy down and win. So I have him doing that because he doesn't care what you think of his performance. Because he's gonna give you. He gave us all we needed yesterday, and the day before. So I have him by decision. What are you guys thinking here? Oh, you and Sean. There you go.
I got my boy Sean Strickland. I have him by submission round 2. I think Alex is the most overhyped thing behind Paddy the Baddy in the UFC. I just don't think he's good. I mean. He's very good at kickboxing. I could never compete with him, so I can't say anything bad. But I just think Strickland's just a lot of people don't like Strickland, but that's not because of what he does in the octagon. He's very smart when it comes to fighting. He knows what he's doing. He trains with a very good team. He's very tough, and he knows how to win a fight. So I think this is just way too big of a jump for Pereira. And I think Strickland's going to win this, and it's going to be Sean Strickland and Adesanya. I think Strickland's going to win that, and we're going to have a Sean title reign.
So we're going to be having Sean Strickland on the show as the champ, you're saying?
Yes, sir. Okay. Or before his fight with Izzy. We'll see.
All right. What do you got, Proc?
So if you asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said Pereira for sure. Easy, but just looking at a lot of stuff, I just can't see him defending any takedowns, any real takedowns anyway.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be a long night for him. See Strickland against the cage, takedowns. I actually have Strickland by second round sub. So
hey, look at that.
That's what you got. Yeah. Again, the death touch can happen though. So a guy with that kind of power.
I don't think it's Strickland.
I don't think Sean will put himself in that situation.
No, he'll be again. Like you're right. He's smart. He has a good cage IQ, so I don't see that being a problem. But
See, I feel like Strickland, though, if he does get put out cold, will jump up and want to interview with like Joe Rogan and say how awesome it was. Like that's how Sean is. So
Yeah. All right. So now we have.
wait, go back a slide.
Oh, okay.
So what's crazy about this slide is Sean Strickland specifically went out and said that Tarzan is not his nickname, and it's he like hates that nickname. He thinks it's like weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
It is weird.
Like he never picked it. Like he said, like people just started calling him it, and then the UFC like introduces him as Tarzan now.
Why would they even call him that?
Yeah, it's weird. All right, let's get to the co-main and the main. Here we go. So we got the gold slides because there's a belt on the line here. Max Holloway, Volkanovski 3. Twitter fools talk that this is not 0-2 Volkanovski. Look, I don't the wins are in the column, the losses are in the column. I don't care what you think on Twitter. I don't like point fighting. That's not fun for me, and I don't. Volkanovski's growing on me, but he's not the most entertaining champ. He's, again, like a Strickland. He's going to do what he has to do to win. He's not going to do what he has to do to win and please us as well. Although, versus the zombie, he will make you please us, right? Because the zombie's there for the pleasure of the fan, and if you happen to fight him, you will also be able to please the fans. So, and then getting out of what he got out of that escape with Ortega, right? That was cool. Like, I like that kind of stuff. But
that was a fun fight. That fight was good.
Other than that, though, like Max has always been a fun fighter. Max is a guy that you should like if you're a fight fan. He's only 30. Again, he's not going to last into his late 30s, though. Like, the way he fights. People are already talking about the press comments. He looked a little like punch drunk. Look, I hate when people read too much into what they're seeing with them talking. Max isn't like this kind of shit. He wants to freaking fight. That question is, with a new sense of urgency to try to like make sure he wins the decision, will he's got to fight differently, right? He can't get outpointed. He's got to have some sense of, I must cause damage and I must do more than I've done, right? He has to, right?
Right.
I have him by decision, Max, but I would love to see him try to finish Volkanovski. Volkanovski's one loss or is a knockout loss. And Max, I mean, he's an accumulation knockout guy, but Max usually does damage. He doesn't really damage Volkanovski. I would like to see him do damage like he did to Cater or whatever. You know what I mean? Like Max has to do damage to win this. I expect him to, and I hope he does. And that's what I got nothing against Volkanovski. I think he's a very talented guy, good champ. Just not as fun as I like the champ to be. So I want Max to win, and I will pick him because I want him. Kick it.
Oh boy. So I have Holloway decision.
We got a lot of the same picks.
We have all the same picks, but one fight. I love Volk. I think Volk's a beast. Look at the dudes he's beaten. But take away the first two fights, right? Like, forget that they ever occurred. In each of their past directly two fights, right? Volkanovski has had a very even fight with Ortega, and he fought the zombie. No offense to Zombie, he's a legend, but he's outdated.
Right.
Yep.
Holloway's fought an animal in Calvin Cater and beat Yair Rodriguez, who's somebody who could take anybody's head off. And he decisively won both of those. So I just think if you're looking at pure just like who have they fought recently, Holloway's way advantage in that field. Okay, we remember they fought the second time. Holloway won that fight. I think everybody
did.
Dana said it. Everybody said it.
Don't matter.
It's not like Holloway's faded. That was a year and a half ago, if
Right.
that. I think he can come in and get this done by decision. Like I'm with Inside. I'd like to see a finish. I love Volkanovski, but Holloway's one of my favorites of all time.
Right.
So I don't even think that there's bias playing in this. I just think the Holloway's going to win.
And if you're a fight fan, he should be one of your favorites of all time.
Exactly.
He's basically a better version of like a Tony Ferguson. Like he's a cleaner version, better boxer.
Yeah.
And think about
Better human being.
You're talking about the what's that?
Better human being.
Right. You're also talking about the rookie contracts we talked about earlier on the show here. He fought Conor McGregor when they were like 23, 25, 23. I mean, like there was no rookie contract then. It was Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor.
He tried to fight Khabib too
in their rookie, and he tried to fight Khabib, and they wouldn't let him do it because of the hydration, or he couldn't get down to weight. But he was ready to take Khabib on like a day's notice. I mean, Max is special. But what do you got, product?
I hate this one. I really do. I like it, but I hate it. So I'm gonna go with Volkanovski by decision, probably a split. If I could pick a split on Tapology, I would. I feel like it's gonna be something crazy. I don't know. I really want Max to win though, so I'm betting on Volk, hoping that Max wins. That make any sense?
I was originally that.
I really do hope Max wins. I thought he won the second one too, so I'm voting on Volk by decision, hoping that I'm wrong and Max wins, any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very, very tough fight.
It is
to predict. I could see it going either way. I really, really could see it going either way.
All right, let's get to the last ones. I got to get going, boys. We got
I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. I'm dying over here.
Adesanya versus Cannonier. Now, Adesany's kind of ran out of guys to fight at 185, so Jared comes in, coming off a win. He lost to Whitaker though, who Adesanya's beaten twice, right? Heavy favorite is Adesanya. I have Adesanya by decision. I would love to see Cannonier get the belt though. He's like kind of like a pro too. Really big for the weight, but not as big as Iain, who he lost to Adesanya by just getting too much beef there. I think Adesanya does what he does and gets the decision. What do you got?
I have Adesanya round 4 knockout. Do
Okay.
I agree with it? No. Right. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But for my Tapology record, I'm going to put Adesanya in there. If I were to put money on it, just like a little bit, I put Jared Cannonier round 3 submission.
Wow.
I think Cannonier's going to come out. All right, so here's my reasoning, right? Adesanya, the past couple fights, has been boring. He's stayed at range. He's tried to pull just at range striking, uses kickboxing, swing by, get a nice decision, title defense, right? He's never – all right, Vettori may be the closest to actually pushing a pace with them and trying to keep a bunch of forward pressure. Whitaker too, but Whitaker like a different way. I think Cannonier is going to make the old Adesanya have to come out and really put a lot of pressure on him. He might be able to get a round 3 sub. I really, really do think so. I'm not putting in Tapology, but I am going to put money on Cannonier round 3 sub.
Right, and Jared is big. I mean, this is the biggest guy who fights at this weight. This is a big dude. He's a light heavyweight, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not tall, but he's
beefy.
He's jacked.
Yeah. What do you got, product? Because I got to dip out. So give us tips.
All right,
I'm not even going to give you guys a chance for your parlays tonight because I got to go eat.
We'll tweet them out.
We'll tweet them. I got Adesanya. I feel like he might get a late TKO, and only because Cannonier is going to press the pace, stay in his face. Adesanya is more of a counter striker anyway, so it's not going to be like the Yoel Romero fight. It'll be a little more intense.
Right.
So I'm thinking like round 4 TKO.
Yeah, I could see Cannonier going out on his shield, like as we were kind of saying, like he's going to finally he's not going to be like a Yoel and not throw, right? He's going to try and then get knocked out.
Absolutely.
Probably I've Adesanya round 4 knockout as well. But I have money on Cannonier by sub.
I like that. All right, boys. Hey, we're gonna try to get the guy in next time. Product. We'll keep working on him. And
gotcha.
You know, we got it in, and good luck with tomorrow. I got a wedding tomorrow too, so you know I'm like stacked with stuff. But I'm gonna try to watch the main card. So I will see you guys next time. Let me get rolling.
All right, guys. See you.
All right, perfect. We'll send out tweets. I'll send mine in the morning because I gotta go out to dinner right now.
All right, do it up. All right, boys. See ya.
Gotcha.
Peace.